Hey guys, welcome back again from Tampa Bay. Today is the official Shakedown test. We're going to take a ride. I'm not going crazy, but the roads are finally dry enough. Sun's been out about an hour, and I can get some miles on these new tires, start to scrub them in. I'm just going to run uptown to Newport Richey, tootle around there, see how things go, stay off 19 for now, just to have a little fun. I've only put maybe half a mile on it since I built it, so God, I love the seat. It is so comfy. I think I need to adjust my mirrors. Kind of hard to tell because they are on the small side, but you know what, they're more for looks and function. That's perfectly fine on this bike. I think I'm gonna rotate my brake a little bit. I like the way the clutch feels more than the brake. This one's just a few degrees higher. Anyway, let's fire it up. Love it. Oh yeah. I need to be careful coming out of here because these bars are wide and my FJ mirrors are wide. I don't have saddlebags, so it's real nice being able to fit through things and knowing your bars are the biggest thing. Oh shoot. Garage door. Keep forgetting I don't have a garage door opener on this. Uno momento. Let's grab it out of the FJR. I'll put it in my pocket. Guess I will get another remote. Neighbor Tim. Doink. There we go. Let's try that again. Fuel on. Fire up. Love it. So weird being this low. Even though I've got the heel shifter, I really prefer to shift with the normal foot shifter. Because I don't like having to shift my whole foot on the board. If I just rest it in the right place, all I have to do is swing it around just like it's on a peg. I much prefer that. Ah, nice. Put the visor down here. You know, I thought I'd miss the gear indicator and the tachometer, but you know, on this kind of bike, I definitely have to adjust the mirrors here. On this bike, it's really not about that. It's got so much torque, and you don't wind the engine out. Even though it's got decent top end power, you can lug it, you can just have fun on it, not have to worry about it. And I'll figure out, of course, where the shift points are based on sound and speed, but it's not exactly easy to glance down at the speedometer, so I probably won't even be using that much. I'm just going to treat it as a basic bare bones bike. Love the thump. It's got that real concussive sound and feel in your chest when you roll on it. And it's not obnoxiously loud, even though they're pretty much straight pipes. But I just like how much it goes through the helmet. It's a perfect combination of volume and tone, just for a putzing around kind of bike. It's really weird sitting on the seat. It feels like I'm floating on a cloud almost. When I was taking it out the other day, when I went up to get gas, I was kind of holding it in gear. I wasn't shifting much. I was being real gentle on it. And it's kind of cool because it has this pair system. It was giving me a pretty good little backfire when I would hold it in gear and then ease off the throttle. I like that sound. Whoa. Need to tighten down that mirror mount. Guess I forgot to do that. You know what? I'm going to put that in my pocket so I don't lose a mirror. See, this is what a shakedown test is for. Because you can't test all this stuff in the garage. You got to get out and use it. I am very glad that the bars stayed vibration free. I was kind of worried about that because I did go from the stock weighted metal ends and completely different bars and all that kind of stuff to these, and these grips are plastic and there are no weights in them at all. But they are absolutely smooth as can be. I think it has a lot to do with just how the bike is constructed and the fact that the handlebars themselves are going through rubber bushings into the triple tree. But there's no vibration through the bars that would tingle your hands after a while. Even though the engine is thumping away and I feel the vibration through the frame because it's a, you know, decent mid-size V-twin. I am going to have to learn where neutral is. Haven't gotten used to the sounds of the RPM yet. How's this mirror doing? That's on there. I must have just forgotten to tighten that, or I don't know what. No big deal. Whew, I smell something heating up, like warming exhaust. I'm wondering how hot these pipes are going to get. They are right there, real close to your legs. I want to pass this dude so bad. Come on, man. Freaking scooters. Me. Okay, you're gone. Enough of scooters. Nothing against them, but they seriously slow down traffic. It's got good pickup. I mean, it's not going to win any drag races, but it's nice and smooth. This isn't meant to be a speed bike. I've already got that. FJR's got more speed than I can handle. This is just what I'm doing right now, just putzing around, cruising, having a good time. Man, it is already stinking hot. It's already in the 80s. 80-something% humidity, and it's supposed to get worse. Hey now, bug. Want to see how the wind is here. Oh man, that's not bad at all. Got the visor up now. That's third, second. There's neutral. Okay, I got it. It starts to wind out a little bit on the top end. I mean, it definitely doesn't pull all the way to redline like the Indian Scout motor. Wouldn't expect it to. So it's more of the traditional V-twin power band, which is completely fine. I don't plan on running this one through the gears. I just want to get some miles on it this morning. Scrub the tires in a little bit. Just enjoy it. Whew, bouncy. Went over that manhole, came off the seat a little bit. I think I got the shock dialed in real well. I've got it on 6 out of 7. It's holding the road very well. Seat soaks up whatever bumps come through. I mean, I can feel the bumps in my feet, but it's not translating through to my butt. It's nice and comfy. Tires feel great. They feel like just big old balloons, really. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Ah. Coming into downtown Newport Richey here. It's a nice little town. They have a lot of events. They've got a big park here called Sims Park, and it's got a pavilion. They have some concerts and food truck rallies and fairs and all that kinds of stuff. And there's a pretty nice little cigar bar that I frequent on occasion. More often when there's an event there. It's called Little Corona. And it's right up here, straight ahead on the right corner. Decent little bar, tiny little deck on the outside, and a little closet type humidor. Good prices, decent selection. If you're local, it's a good place to go and hang out and have a smoke, have a drink, meet some people, whatever. Other than that, it's just kind of a sleepy little downtown. That's pretty much it. There's just a strip down here. It's just some professional stuff. Post office up on the right a little bit, and then it just goes into residential. But it's nice because it's quiet, it's slow. Head down this way. My wife used to work at a school right down here on the left. Geez, I think that was about 5 years ago now. Seems like yesterday. She's about to take another new job, even though she just got a new job at a high school. She's seriously considering going to Florida Virtual, which is state instead of county, working from home. I'm pretty sure she's going to do it. She has an interview, which I'm sure she'll get hired from, or offered at least, next week, I think. She used to work here. Can't even remember the name of it. What is it? Can't see the name. Anyway, used to work there. Let's see, where am I? Massachusetts. We'll go left. Third. No, let's see. That's second. That's first. Easy does it, new tires. Don't slide on me. It says a nice kick when you go to the next gear. You can tell it's got a decent sized flywheel on it. It's not like the kick from the Royal Enfield. That actually jars you forward. That's fun. But this does give you that little oomph. Yeah, surprisingly, it's soaking these bumps up pretty well. We'll go right. There's a little river here. Sims Park is right to the left. Good low-speed handling. Very easy to turn it. I'm sure the new bearings are greatly helping with that. Got some wet road in here. You gotta watch it. This river here goes out into the Gulf eventually. There's a couple channels that connect. A lot of pontoons on the inland. Ooh, I came out of the seat again. On the inland channels and everything. Gotta watch your pets around stuff like this. There are gators. Like this little guy here. Watch your dog, man. Whee! Oh, came out of the seat again. That's funny. At least it's a cushy landing. It's a nice area through here. Speed hump. I call it a speed jump. Whee! Yeah, this is really what I wanted. I don't even have to think about what I'm doing. Just cruising around, enjoying it. Have to say I really love this not having the windshield, because that extra airflow in this kind of weather, oh my God, this is so much more comfortable than the FJR in this temperature. And it's a comfortable ride. They're both comfortable rides, but completely different experiences. I like having both, you know, variety is good. I still wouldn't mind a Triumph T100. That is also a completely different ride and also a very fun ride. Who knows, maybe I'll find one to restore and do as a winter project. You never know. That would actually be a lot of fun, but I love the way that rode too. Very, very different. Alright, here's 19 up here. I'm going to turn around, because I don't really feel like going on 19 right now. Really surprised how light and agile this thing is at low speed. It was not like this stock. It really wasn't. I mean, I'm not exaggerating. It feels like a much, much smaller bike. I wish I could weigh this, because I really am curious what it weighs now. Obviously, I didn't weigh it stock. I know I took off a lot of weight, and I know the bearings make a difference, but man, it is just weird. I don't expect it to handle like it does. It seems like it's really handling like the Triumph. Let me put it that way. Now, the Triumph isn't an especially light bike either, but whatever they did, I mean, the Triumph, if you remember, if you watched my review, once you got rolling, just 1 mile an hour, this has the same effect. Once you are just starting to roll, the steering is light as a feather. This is the exact same way. When it stopped, it feels chunky. When this is stopped, you feel that extra big front tire. This has a wide front tire on it. Most motorcycles have a much thinner tire. But once it is starting to roll, light as a feather. So doing U-turns on this, swerves side to side. I gotta watch these little pockets of moss. Woo! Oh, I love those bumps. I come right down on the seat and the springs just soak it all up. Oh, I love this seat. That's another reason I'm glad I chose a cruiser, is because I got to put on the seat I wanted. If you remember when I did the Royal Enfield, the seat was something I really loved. And even before I was going to test ride bikes, when I was talking about what type of bike or experience I was looking to buy as a second, this is the kind of seat I was after. I wanted a single seat, I wanted a Springer. So that's why I was really excited to try the Royal Enfield. You know, the rest of the bike didn't agree with what I wanted, but it was a cool seat. But this kind of seat doesn't go on very many types of bike. You know, it would look like complete crap if you put it on the Triumph. It looks like complete crap if you put it on something like the FJR. I mean, there are a lot of guys that run very similar seats on an FJR, like a Russell Daylong seat, and I think it looks like complete shit. But it functions. I mean, those are the guys that are going cross-country and the iron butt rally rides and stuff like that. And of course, I mean, it works. The seat does its job, but it looks like crap. Putting a big old cruiser seat on a sport bike, I mean, yuck. So having this seat, because it functions so well, because it's so comfy, and having it match the look of the bike, I mean, that's perfect. Still a lot of water around here. Speed hump. Whee! Oh man, got one of these bubbas up ahead flying the big old Confederate flag on the back of the truck. Yeehaw! I do not get all the hubbub about a darn flag. It doesn't change anything. It's just a piece of fabric. It doesn't change the thought anybody has about anything. It's so ridiculous. On both sides. The people that are so adamant about, oh my god, I mean, like taking the Dukes of Hazzard off TV. That's retarded. And now these guys, I'm going to fly it just to be, you know, I'm a redneck rebel, or I'm going to fly my flag just because I won't do. Just as retarded. Both sides. You know, if they all of a sudden made it illegal, everybody would feel the same way that flew it. It doesn't make a difference. Huh, you know, I never noticed that pond there before. I mean, I've come out here before, but usually it's for parking at an event. I've never actually been on this part of the road before. Tore all this up. That used to go through. Interesting. Let's see, I'll go this way. That little, I guess, park area right down there is where I usually park to go into events. You park under the trees there. There's free parking on the street still. One of the few areas around here that has free parking still. I'm going to make sure I'm still recording. Woohoo! Score one for the new card. Man, I'm telling you. It is so nice not having to worry about recording on the GoPro. So nice. Anyway, this is one of the few areas around here with free parking, you know, if you can find it. But it's not like Pinellas County where we're going to squeeze you for every freaking penny we can. On the beach, it's so bad now that a private ferry service has opened up, and they've opened up a parking lot across the channel, across the intercoastal. So workers that work in all the shops on Clearwater Beach park over in Clearwater and now pay to take a ferry over to Clearwater Beach because parking's ridiculous and it's limited. Take your time. Wow. Clutch is a little heavy. Might see if I can loosen that up a little bit. Should just be a spring. It's not a hydraulic clutch. But I wouldn't mind it being a little lighter. The initial pull is light, but when it's at full, it's a little heavy. Nice. Yeah, I was really worried when I got this that the pipes would be too droning. They're definitely not. It gets a lot louder when I roll on it, but it's not something that's going to give me a headache. When I'm just cruising, when I'm holding speed, it's not bad. What you're hearing on the video is about what I hear in the helmet. And I do like the way that this comes through on the video too. You know, the FJR, it has a really quiet exhaust. It's just the way it's designed. Even to my ears, it's very quiet. And I don't mind that at all on the FJR. I've heard a lot of aftermarket exhausts on an FJR, and you know what? None of them impress me. They're all just a little bit different sound, a little bit louder maybe, but none of them change the root characteristics of being a big inline-4 engine. None of them have a growl, none of them have any kind of trumpet noise, none of them are really exciting, you know. They're just a little bit different. But man, paying hundreds of dollars, up to $1,000, just to make it a little bit different and a little bit louder, forget about it. You'll never get this out of an FJR. Never. Doesn't matter how much money you spend on an exhaust, it's never going to have a thump, it's never going to have a growl. When you get on it, it's going to sound exactly like stock. You know, when it's wide open on an FJR, it doesn't matter what exhaust you have on it, it's going to sound like a sewing machine. That's just the way it works. But I'm okay with that on the FJR. You know, I like that about that. I like a nice quiet exhaust for extremely long miles and doing whatever you want. I don't have to worry about going through a neighborhood at 1 in the morning and waking everybody up. I would actually kind of be concerned about this. I don't like it when loud bikes go through the neighborhood and wake me up. So this wouldn't be something I would specifically be running around if I wanted quiet. But that's not what this is for. Well, aside from the mirror, everything looks good. It's smooth as silk. I can't tell yet if the balance is right on the tires. Won't know that until I take it out on 19 or the freeway, get it up to around 70. But so far they feel fine. It's such a cushy suspension though, they may be a little bit off and I don't even know if I'll be able to tell. But there's no shake in the steering. It's dead calm. Everything seems okay. I've got no warning lights. Brakes work. Transmission smooth. It's nice knowing there's fresh oil in it. Yeah, fresh oil change my ass, dude. Holy crap. That stuff was like tar. That had several thousand miles overdue on that oil. But you know, you never know until you start to drain it. That's why you don't take people's word for things, man. You do it yourself. You know, no harm, no foul. I knew I was going to change it right away. But if I was just some schmuck buying a bike, taking the guy's word for it, you know, he told me several times, oh, it's good to go, man. I rode this to Tampa. You can ride it hard. Doesn't need a thing. It's awesome. Well, you guys saw everything it needed. And I mean needed, not just, it could use this. No, it needed bearings. It needed brake fluid like you wouldn't believe. It needed an oil change. It needed rear drive oil. All overdue stuff. It needed a valve adjustment. That's got a real nice pull in first gear. Try that again. See if you can hear the snarl when I let off. Let's goose it. That'll work. Woo! It's got a lot of vibration when I have it at high RPM and I let off. Totally normal. It's just interesting. It's very smooth in its power delivery. Love the torque. I don't have to worry about downshifting at all. I just go. Come on, dude. It's freaking slowing down. Love it. Well, I'm going to get home here and install my mirror again. I want to tighten these up too. I think I saw one was a little loose, and I'm going to definitely raise up my brake lever just a touch, just a couple degrees. Match the clutch. This feels exactly where I want it. I like it where it just hits my last joint in the finger. I can't remember what they're called, but when I want to reach out, my natural lay on the levers, that's exactly where I want it. And this one, it's at the tip of my finger. It's not quite to that first joint. So that's where I position them. Okay, it doesn't like 25 miles an hour in fifth. That's a little bit lugging too much there. Like I said, it'll take me a while to get used to all its quirks and personality. Sweet. Alright, well thanks for watching, guys. I got a little bit of maintenance here to do. Give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you next time.